The following program is brought to you in part by Johnny's Radiator Shop. For auto repair and air conditioning parts to fit everything under the sun, visit johnnysradiatorshop.com. Coach, welcome to this week's edition of the Bo Show. Appreciate you being here and talking to us a little bit about Lumberjack football. You told us a week ago that DeWitt was going to be a good football team, probably the best they've had in a while, and you seem to know what you was talking about. They were a good football team. It was a tough game. Give us your views on it.
You know, we knew going in that when this group was ninth graders, they won the conference, and they got a lot of kids back. They didn't have one of the receivers they lost the week before, but they got their best back, and so we knew they were going to spread us out and throw the football, and they were able to do that. And you know, we couldn't get pressure when we did. Their quarterback did a good job of scrambling around and making plays, which he's done all year. And you know, there's a couple 50-50 balls that early in the game where they threw it up, and their kid came down with it. They gave him big plays, but you know, defense made an unbelievable stand at the end of the ball game with 2 minutes to go to hold on, and you know, we're able to win 36-30.
Well, I was going to bring up that stand there at the end. That was pretty big time. The way your defense stepped up. We were concerned watching that they were going to eat up the rest of the time. Wasn't that much time left in the game, and if they were able to score, it wasn't going to give you much time. Did you give any consideration to letting them score and try to get the ball back, or did you just decide the best thing to do is try to stop them?
Well, we called timeouts. You know, when we started calling timeouts, and we used two. We called a timeout after second down and after third down to save some time in case they did score, and then we were able to stop them on fourth down. But then they had 2 timeouts left, so we had to get a first down, and we ended up getting one on the first play, and then we ran out of bounds, which wasn't good. But we were able to get another first down and run the clock out, and you know, our kids kept fighting. You know, the depth is an issue on the defensive line and the offensive line, and that came into play there in the second half, especially when we couldn't get no pressure at all on the quarterback. You know, we had some guys going both ways up front, but you know, I thought our kids kept fighting offensively. I thought outside the 2 turnovers that we had that were self-inflicted, we had a bad snap there on the second drive that set up a short field, and then we had another fumble that gave them the ball to the 28-yard line. That if we don't do that, and then a block punt that we end up getting a punt block, which is the first time that's happened in a long time. But you know, that's 3 times right there that we have a chance to. You know, they give them the short field that in 2 of them 3 times our defense stood up and held them out. So really proud of that, and we knew they were a good football team. We know that we got to play really well each week to have a chance, and you know, our kids came out and kept fighting, and we found a way to win.
Well, talk about your offense. We've talked. The defense did make some big plays, but your offense made some big plays also, and talk about that a little bit.
You know, we did. You know, we were a big formation team this year. We have to. You know, we find different ways to get Vincent the ball. I thought Traylon Marshall had his best game as a Lumberjack. He had 5 carries for 97 yards, and we just got to find a way to get him more touches. And you know, our game plan last week was to add some reverses to maybe throw keying on Vincent so much that he could break one. And he was able to do that on the 3rd play of the game, and we wanted to show it early. And then we had another little play in where we fumbled that it was possibly a big play for us. And you know, hopefully, you know, that we can Vincent continue to play well. You know, he had 281 yards rushing, 40 yards receiving, 4 touchdowns, and you know, people are keying on him, and we're still able to give him the football. At some point, you know, we know we're going to have somebody else step up. It might be Friday night. We just got to keep working, and our guys got to keep competing, and hopefully, you know, somebody's going to make a play.
Well, it appeared to me that, of course, Vincent's always been a very elusive runner, and he's so quick and so fast. Looked to me like he even ran a little bit of power when he had to a couple times the other night.
Well, you know, we put the Wildcat formation in just for him to run downhill, and we've not asked him to run downhill much. He's more of an inside zone back where he kind of feels his way. He's got great vision, and he's not a guy that's going to sit here and pound you in the eye and the ISO and stuff like that. So we've always kind of catered to what he could do best. And at times the other night we asked him to, you know, it was a 4th and 2. We got in the Wildcat, and we just went straight at him. And so, yeah, I mean, he can do it. And I mean, I'm not going to say he likes to do it, but he can do it. but he's so elusive and he's got great vision and he's real patient and waits for his holes. And sometimes when people come after him a little bit, like CrossFit did, it slows him down some.
Well, you talked about you do have some depth issues. You've talked about that all year with your linemen, but it did appear your offensive line did provide some running lanes when they needed to.
We did. All 5 of them played well. So we got to get a better passing game. Obviously, we got to be able to throw the football better, and that's something that we're working on every day. I mean, including Sunday, we got guys out there, quarterback receivers out there Sunday afternoon throwing and catching, and hopefully at some point that hard work's going to pay off. And I hope Friday night it is, but it's supposed to be an 80% chance of rain. Friday night, which is always a concern when you like to throw the football and you're in a spread offense. So that's something that we got to deal with. That's just something we can't control, and we just got to worry about what we can control.
Well, let's put the DeWitt game to bed, and a good victory for the Lumberjacks. Monticello. I guess if we've got a real conference rival, I guess that's it. Monticello Billies, and they will be coming to Warren Friday night. Another home game, kickoff at 7 p.m. I know they got a new coach. What kind of things are they trying to do?
Well, they're running a single wing on offense, which is an old-fashioned offense where they'll have 4 backs back there, and they'll spin around, and you don't know which one has it. And we got to do a great job of reading our keys. And they're a running football team. They're going to run the clock down to 1 or 2 seconds, and they're going to snap it, and then they're going to spin around, and any of 3 or 4 backs can have the football. And we seen it a few years ago at Hembree when Coach Cox was there, and his son is the play caller at Monticello now. So they're getting better. They're much improved. They beat a really good Helena team two weeks ago on the road at Helena. Their biggest issue right now, which they won't do against us, is turnovers. They'll keep the ball for 6 or 7, 8 plays, and all of a sudden they'll have a turnover. And that's what got them in trouble the other night against CrossFit. They took the opening drive, drove it down, went up 7-0, and then had another drive, and they got down inside the 10 and fumbled the football. And so they're really just self-inflicting themselves right now, and they won't do that against us. They'll come out ready to play, and defensively they're a 4-3 cover 2 team. And that's the thing about us this year. We don't know really what we're going to get each week, just because different people are doing different things to try to stop Vincent. So we got to be ready for about anything from them on defense. But defensively, we got to get off the field. We got to find a way to get off the field, and it's going to be a big challenge for our guys. You don't see the single wing very much anymore. It's a 1960-70 offense, and but they will throw the ball out of it too. In the last few weeks when they've thrown it, they've been wide open.
Well, at this point in the season, and you've talked about trying to eliminate mistakes, turnovers, those type of things. How do you feel like your team has developed up to this point?
No, it's hard to say. I mean, we've had to play so many different kids at different positions. It's been really hard, and it's going to be the same way Friday night with some other kids. And I think that we'll add some depth Friday night as far as our junior high team. We'll get some of them guys that's going to dress out with us, and I hope that helps us some. We've got way too many guys having to play way too many snaps right now, and when you can tell we get tired in the physical part of the game, especially with a single wing team like Monticello. They're going to wear on you up front, and we're playing 2 sophomores on the offensive line that we wasn't planning on playing, and they're getting better. But at the same time, they are sophomores, and a sophomore quarterback, sophomore wideouts, and then our 2 leading tacklers are sophomores on defense, and Cedric Calvert and Xander Hempill. So we're playing a lot of young guys, and we're going to play even more young guys Friday night. And we just got to keep growing up. That's the main focus, is just to keep getting better each day, and each day is different. Some days we'll go out and have a really good day. The next day we'll have a really bad day. So I think that deals with youth. I guess it's just whatever day Friday comes that week.
All right, well, let's remind everybody, Friday night, this coming Friday night, the 25th, Warren against Monticello will be here at Jim Hurley Jr. Stadium. So always want a big crowd. Had a great crowd for the last game, DeWitt game, but need a big crowd again. Tell everybody to put on their raincoats if they need to. Hopefully it won't be too bad, but just be prepared and show up to play.
All right, thank you.